Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Today we have a sub request by the Munchkin, also known as Troll King, for the BF-109 F4. Now, obviously, with the Battle Pass this season having a BF-109 F4, Munchkin wanted me to take this out because he thinks the meta's changed a little bit. Short answer is no, the meta's not really changed, so to speak. The F4 is still one of the very good 4.0s in the, shall we say, the arsenal of Germany. And it is definitely one that is a very capable aircraft. And to be honest, I'm kind of glad I get to revisit it because I'm a little bit rusty with my BF-109s. Well, the Fredericks, that is. I don't tend to play the Fredericks. I tend to stick at the Gustavs and the Kurfürst because they're just the top dogs, really, in terms of BF-109 performance. But it feels nice to revisit the old Frederick F4. Now, many years ago, before I joined this game, because, yeah, even though I've been playing as long as I have, the F4 did have 20mm gun pods back in, like, 2013, 2014, something like that. But then everyone complained, and now it's got 15, so we are not taking gun pods. And even if they were 20mm, I wouldn't be taking them anyway. I don't particularly like gun pods on my 109s unless I'm in a K4 in a jet match, in which case I will take them, because you need to put down jets, and sometimes you don't get the time to just muck around with just one cannon. But generally speaking, that's what I tend to go for in terms of my 109 setup. But of course, with it being a pretty decent aircraft overall, I don't think we're going to have too many problems unless we're stuck with the knuckleheads, which, if you would have seen the combo request this morning in my time, you would have seen exactly what I mean by that. Anyway, let's get in and let's get cracking. But yeah, as you saw in that combo request for the Chihar and the Kai 45, the combo's fine, it's just the team. Oh, this is actually a pretty good map. Bozdock, and this is on a really short map, which means we're taking, well, there's another word for it. We are taking min fuel because, yeah, I mean, an extra minute of fuel's not going to make a difference. Match will probably be over before I get through half a tank, but, you know, it's always nice to think that way. Yeah, we're not taking bombs, we're not taking gun pods. And this is, because that Thunderbolt used to be 5.0, I think this is 4.7. Yeah, seems to be. Now, the main issue with the F4 is it gets up to 4.7 and you get stuck with those, which they're better than you in pretty much every aspect, other than, like, turn rate and overall handling. And the Zero just got crashed into, I think, by that BF-109. That quick time guy. Wonderful, I'm stuck with the knuckleheads. Alright. That's fine, I know how to fly a 109, so let's get this over and done with. You know, some days, like, I'm literally recording this right after the Chihar Kai and the Kai 45. You know, some days, I really do feel like I'm just getting too old for this shit. Like, I really am. So there's two Wyverns, BF-109, LA-7s, that's going to be quite important. They're the main threats to these 109s. Mostly at low to medium altitude because of their performance at low to medium altitude. And just their handling's better. But, yeah. Helldiver's just charging in, not giving a damn. And he took out a Yak 9T and a Spitfire. Not the targets I'd have gone for, but, well, if I was in the Helldiver, I'd have gone for the LA-7s, but, you know, can't exactly tell people what to do these days, can I? Because then people won't appreciate that, but, you know, gotta start somewhere. So yeah, my priority targets in this situation are the two LA-7s. After that, I'll be targeting the LA-5s. I'm not too concerned about the I-185. That's one I'm not afraid of. I don't know what it is about the 185, but I just don't like them. But they're easy to counter. They're basically Russian Focke-Wulfs. And I just don't... I don't know what it is about them, but I just don't like them. And we've got a Sven to worry about as well. Okay, what are these guys doing? Are they going to follow me? I think they are. And these are... two-man squad. Okay, let's have a quick look. Oh, thanks, Gaijin. There we go. Okay, level 100. Quite a lot of experience. And level 100. Quite a lot of experience. I'm going to have my work cut out. Or they can do that. Okay. Let's turn in and actually get involved now. Because I wanted to be above them. That's the thing. You've got to be above LA7s. You can't be dogfighting them at low altitude because they will kick your teeth in. Even at high altitude, they have pretty good performance. Like they're not going to like beat you at this altitude, but they're fast, they're relatively nimble, and well, they're dangerous. Okay, Sven's not bothered. He's bombing our airfield. I'm not really bothered about that, to be honest. Okay, gonna ignore him and go for his buddy, who's nice in a stall there. And a spark, to be expected. I didn't get a very good gun solution on that guy, to be fair. So, because I had to dodge the Barker, the geezer. Okay, I'm gonna go for Barker because he's clearly not liking me today. Another spark. Interesting. And the other LA7 is pulling on my tail. Which is where the bait comes in. Okay, he's gone. Can we flip it back round? No, we cannot. I was going to flip it back round for the LA7, but I don't think I can. I think Hartman's out the fight. Yeah, I don't feel like I'm the least competitive aircraft here, which is always a positive. It's just the fact that the guns are just not doing the damage that they need to. Critical hit, and we got another spark. LA5's coming in from the left. Okay, he's gone. I'm going to keep my speed up. I'm going to go for the LA7 and finish him off. Alright, now this is taking the piss, Gaijin. Come on. You know, I really do think they've nerfed the F4's guns. Because I was flying the G6 the other day and I was having no problems. Okay, he's on fire. Pulling off. Yeah, 2 assists. I'm a bit disappointed, but... you know, I really do think, like, I was talking with Harry about this the other day, and I know he's probably going to leave a comment which relates to this, but I might as well mention it here. We have a bit of a theory. Whenever a Battle Pass vehicle comes out, generally something about what relates to that Battle Pass vehicle, at least nowadays, tends to receive a bit of a nerf. So, for example, when the BV-155 came out, 20mm damage dropped like a stone, but 30mm versatility went up. In this case, however, it seems that none of the guns on this thing seem to really want to do any damage. So yeah, I'm not too impressed. And to be fair, I'm running the wrong belt. I should really be running stealth, but, you know, that's not the point. The point is that we honestly do think that there's been a slight gun nerf to just the F4s, because I took my US 109 out the other day, as I said, and the G6. I had no problems with the G6, did have like 1 or 2 sparks, but it was killing things fine. And then I've taken out my US 109 F4 and gotten nothing but sparks and crits and assists. And obviously now I've taken out the German 109 F4 and had the exact same issue. So yeah, I honestly don't understand, but, you know. I don't know what these two are going to do. If they are going to runway camp, then I will more than gladly farm ground targets, because this gun will probably do better against ground targets, to be honest. And I mean the 20mm, the MGs are fine. The MGs I'm not expecting to nuke, but the simple fact is that we're just not getting the damage that we need. Okay, so the B-18 is taking off. the Wyvern is just going to sit there, which is annoying. Because I don't like time wasters. Is the Sven going to do donuts? That's the question. Looks like he is. You know, I'm really getting bored of this crap. Like, it's not even fun anymore. I mean, people who abuse their airfields, you just need to grow up. If the game is over, stop wasting time. It's as simple as that. A Sven and a Wyvern cannot beat 2 BF-109s and a P-51C. The Sven might take the Mustang, maybe one of the 109s with it, but the Wyvern is not a good plane in a one-on-one situation. Well, looks like we're going to have to go down and farm. Well, we would if we didn't get nuked. Right, cutting the engine because the AA loves to hit us at high altitude. Okay. See, this is the problem, is that the Airfield AA actually encourages this behaviour. To be fair, I should have been a bit higher, but, you know. They're just going to do donuts. Like, come on. Oh well, I'm going to go farm some ground targets, because that's what this thing does decently well, at least. It really annoys me when Gaijin are just ignoring things like this. I mean, the Wyvern's just sitting there, who's abusing the J-out mechanic. The B-18 is doing donuts to abuse the airfield itself. And Gaijin just don't see a problem with it. It's blatant, and it's running rampant, and people just don't want... Well, Gaijin just don't want to solve it. Like, come on. So I'm using a little old trick to extend the life of my engine. Oh, careful. Alright, restarting the engine. Just give me a bit more airspeed. Okay, looks like the B-18's messed up, but no doubt he's gonna get these guys killed by the AA because that's all he wants to do. It really is frustrating though. Good, the B-18's dead. Piece of shit. I'm gonna have to head back soon anyway. That was a good gun run. So we're almost equal on tickets, so I'm going to head back to base now. And yep, we lost the G6. Fuck's sake. Well, Wyvern's probably going to come out of his base in a minute, so I'm going to RTB, and I will see you guys in just a moment. And welcome back to the hangar. Unfortunately, the Wyvern sat on his airfield so long, it registered him as AFK, and the game ended very shortly after. Overall though, what do I think to the 109 F4? Well, I still think it's a very good plane in the meta. The problem is that the guns are just not the same. As you saw, that G6 was putting down targets in like a short burst. And the simple fact of the matter is that every single F4 I've touched has been nerfed to some extent with its guns. And every other 109 that I've used has been completely fine. Like, yeah, maybe one or two sparks, but that's because I sometimes forget to switch from air targets to stealth on some of my 109s. But the F4s, I've just not been getting it no matter what the bolt I use, so yeah. I would say that the F4 is still a very good plane, there's no question about it, but yeah, I wouldn't really trust the guns on this, and I'd borderline even say put the 15s on it just to give it some extra firepower. Because you're probably going to need it. But anyway, I'm going to leave you all to it for today. I hope you enjoyed today's episode on the BF-109 F4 as part of the sub request, and I will see you all on the next one.